welcome to yoga. Let's take a little moment to just kind of get seated and get plugged in. So gently close your eyes and begin to invite in a deeper, fuller breath. Just kind of taking a moment to just sit quietly and just set an intention, maybe not just for your class, but maybe for your day. Anything that you would like to invite in a little more of. Our yoga practice always meets us where we're at. So just letting your practice today be exactly what you need, not just body, but body, mind, and spirit. So allow yourself to gradually move into a deeper Ujjayi breath. That's like constriction at your throat center. And as you inhale, be aware of your spine. Each inhale, it's almost like you're lifting energy from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, you're sitting tall, but the energy's going to drop all the way back down. It's almost like you can hook your breath into the floor of your pelvis. And then we're going to inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale, soften all the way back down. Full, deep yogic breaths. Breath is an amazing way to bring a little more calm, a little bit more relaxation. It's nourishing. It's very closely linked to our life force energy. The two share the same name, prana. Prana means breath. It also means energy. Take a few more breaths, just noticing, letting your focus move a little bit more inward. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale all the breath out with the next inhale breath, bring your palms together at your heart center. And just drop your head just for a moment. Just being grateful for already doing the hardest part of your practice, which is unrolling your mat, showing up. Okay, so pressing your palms together, the next inhale, let's reach up tall. Nice. As you exhale, lower your hands. Change out the cross of your legs. If you're seated on a block or a pillow, you can bring that out from underneath you. Today's practice, you might like to have two blocks. There's a couple of poses where blocks really feel helpful. If you don't have blocks, then, you know, even a packet of crackers or something that just gives you a little bit of height. All right, so bring your fingertips back down to the mat. On your inhale, let's reach the right arm up. And then as you exhale, take a nice side stretch. Maybe walk your left fingertips a little bit more off to the left. Let your gaze look softly down. So we're going to inhale, reach the right arm up, and then as we exhale, let's bring it back behind us. Take your left hand to your right knee. On the inhale, create that length, and then as you exhale, softly twist to the right. So lifted heart, broad shoulders, soft gaze. All right, take one more breath. Inhaling, and as you exhale, unwind the twist. Come back to center. Then right hand stays down. As we inhale, let's reach the left arm up. So we're lengthening not just through the left shoulder and the arm, but all the way from the left hip. So lengthening the torso all the way to the fingertips. Take another couple of breaths here. The next inhale, we're going to reach back up. Exhale, bring your hands back behind you. And then bringing the right hand to the left knee. Sit tall. Exhale into the twist. All right, inhale, come all the way back to center. All right, walk your hands out in front of you, come onto your hands and knees. All right, we're going to slide the right leg off to the right, so the foot comes all the way down to the mat, and it's about in line with the left arm. Walk your left with the left knee. Walk your left hand a little bit more out, and then inhale, reach the right arm up. And then we're going to move on the breath. So as you exhale, you're going to wrap that arm underneath you. Inhale, follow your hand with your gaze and reach back up. 2 more times like that. We're moving on the breath. It's a nice slow movement. Nice. The 3rd time, we're going to reach up. As you exhale, lower the right hand down. Reach the left arm out. And then we're going to thread the left arm under the right and come all the way down to the left shoulder. Right hand could reach out, or you could wrap it around behind you and take a few breaths here. Firmly pressing into your right foot, maybe press your hips back just a little bit. So getting a nice stretch for the back of the right leg. Alrighty, then we're going to lower the right hand down. Nice, come all the way back up and come to high kneeling. All right, reach the left arm out, lower the left hand down, and then reach the right arm up. Maybe lift your gaze. So we can stay here breathing, or we'll pick up the right foot. And the option is to stay here or bend your knee, reach back, find your foot, lift your gaze, and take some breaths. Release and extend, and then we're going to lower the foot, walk our hands back to center, slide the right knee back in. Just take a couple of rounds of cat-cow. This just brings us back to neutral. Okay, and then the left foot's coming off to the left. Walk your right hand forward about half a handprint. Inhale the left arm up. And then we're moving on the breath. So the exhales lower us, the inhales lift us back up 2 more times. Nice, and then inhale to reach. Exhale, lower the left hand, reach the right arm out, thread it under, and then come all the way down. And take some breaths here. To release, bring your left hand back down to press yourself back up. Keep your foot where it is as you bring yourself up to high kneeling. Nice. And then we're going to inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, lower it down so it's right under the shoulder. And then left arm there. And then knowing your options, maybe lifting the left foot. Maybe reaching for the foot with your left hand. Awesome. All right, take another couple of breaths here if you're holding your foot. And then the next inhale, we're going to release and extend. Beautiful. Set your foot down. Walk yourself all the way back to center. And take a couple more rounds. So we're facing now the short end of our mat, the top of our mat. So let's take downward facing dog. Spread your fingers. Lift yourself up. And then just take a few breaths here. The hands are spread. Walking out one leg and then the other, just moving on the breath. At the end of your next exhale, look forward, walk your feet towards your hands. Come into a soft forward fold, and maybe just rock out a little bit from side to side. Nice, and then bring your hands to the front of your shins and inhale, lift up half. Exhale, fold. Next inhale is going to lift us all the way up. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Okay, come to Tadasana. Just standing strong, reconnecting back to your breath. So with the hips are facing forward, we want to keep the hips facing forward. If you imagine these two little hip points, just here, just facing directly forward, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. And then we're just going to twist kind of from the center of your rib cage. So bring your arms out in front of you, and then you're going to keep traveling the right arm back, and then maybe look back. So this right hip wants to hug a little forward. All right, inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale out in front of you, and then the left hand's going to reach back. Maybe follow it with your gaze, but actively hug that left hip towards the top of your mat. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way back up. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Nice. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Keep the back knee lifted. Walk your hands to the top of your thigh. So coming into a crescent lunge, so that back heel is lifted. Arms reach up overhead. All right, take a breath. We're going to take that same twist here. So we're going to reach both arms out in front of us. Right hand stays there, and then the left arm's going to reach back. All right, so looking back with your gaze. Take a breath. Nice. Inhale all the way back up to center. As you exhale, lower your hands. So we'll come into a deeper twist, a prayer twist. We could come into it with the high lunge, or you could lower your back knee down, walk your hands up. So the right elbow is going to connect to the outside of the left knee, palms come together. Hug your thumbs in towards you, spin your heart to your thumbs. You have the option to stay here with the knee down, or we'll lift the back knee. So a little bit of balance involved. Make sure that you're still able to take those nice full breaths. Beautiful. As you exhale, lower down. Release your hands. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Nice. And then we're going to step the left foot back to the high lunge. So back leg is strong. Press down. You could use your thighs for support, or inhale, reach up. All right, crescent lunge, a little bit of balance. Reaching both arms out in front of you, and then the right arm's going to keep reaching back. Coming into the twist. Awesome. And then let's inhale, reach back up. Exhale, lower your hands. Moving into the prayer twist, so back knee down for balance, or back knee lifted. Left elbow connects to the right knee as you twist open to the right. Okay, on your exhale, look down first, release your hands. Instead of stepping forward, we're going to step to the back of the mat. An option here for a sun salutation. So you could inhale through to a high plank and hold. Bring knees down if you have shoulder issues. Bend your elbows. Hips to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Tuck your toes. Lift back up, maybe knees down for support. Beautiful. Press all the way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And take some breaths. On the inhale, we're going to bring the right leg up behind us. And then bend your knees, stack your hips. As we straighten your leg, as you exhale, we're going to step the right foot through to warrior two. So the back heel comes down, windmill all the way up and open, and then let your gaze look along the middle finger of your right hand. Okay, side angle pose. So we're going to bring the forearm down to the thigh, left hand to your hip. Twist your heart open, and then maybe extend and reach. All right, so I'm stacking the left hip over my right, left shoulder over my right. Take one more breath here. If you like a deeper version, then you could bring your right fingertips down towards the inside edge of the right leg. Okay. Inhale back up and straighten into the front leg as we reach forward, lower down, and come to triangle pose. Alrighty. Inhale all the way back up. We're going to lower our hands, move through that vinyasa flow, and then we'll come to the other side. So I'm just going to change out to the other side. All right. After the vinyasa, you're going to inhale the left leg up. Bend into your left knee, stack your hips. Take a breath. And then extend through the left leg, look forward, step the left foot through, right heel down, and then windmill up and open, warrior two. Take some breaths, both feet pressing evenly. And then we're going to bring the left forearm to the top of the thigh, right hand to the hip. Reach and extend. And take some breaths. Same option here, that forearm can stay on the top of the thigh for support. Or maybe reach down to the inside of the left leg. So wherever you are, take one more breath. And then we'll lift back up on an inhale and straighten into the left leg. Reach forward and down. And take about 5 breaths in the triangle pose. All right, gently bring yourself back to your warrior two. Okay, so instead of taking the vinyasa, bring your hands to your hips. Turn your toes forward so that you're facing the long edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips, draw your elbows together, lift your gaze. As you exhale, we're going to pour everything down. Do a forward fold. Hands come down to the mat. And then let the crown of your head drop down towards the earth, straightening into both legs without locking out your knees. Take a breath. All right, walk yourself back so your hands are right under your shoulders. Keep the right hand on the mat, and as you inhale, twist open to the left. So hips are level, shoulders are stacked. Inhale here, and then exhale down. We'll come straight into a twist to the right. Alrighty, and then exhale your hands down. Take another couple of breaths here. And then inhale, come halfway up. Bring your hands to your hips. Heel toe your feet back in. Okay, come back to standing, close your eyes, take some breaths. Okay, let's turn ourselves back to the top edge of our mat. So this is where you might like to use your blocks. All right, on your inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Beautiful, hands down, stepping it back. Moving through your vinyasa or holding your plank. And then we're going to step it, we're going to come back to down dog. Lift the right leg up behind us. Beautiful, step your foot through. Windmill all the way back up. Warrior two. So let's move into a little balance now. So bring your left hand to your hip. We're going to reach down. If you have your block, you're going to find your block and bring it just under your right hand. So half moon pose. You're going to step it through. Lift the leg up, left leg up behind you. Stay here or maybe spin everything up towards the sky. Maybe reach the left arm up. And then we'll transition from here to a twisted half moon. So we're going to come back to center and the left hand's going to find the block. Bring your right hand to your hip. So facing your torso, toes down to the mat. And then we're going to open up to the right. Awesome. And then maybe reach the right arm up. Take a breath. All right, looking down, lower your right hand. Bring both hands down to the mat. Draw yourself all the way in, squeeze up into a little ball. And then extend your back leg up, standing splits. All right. Set that foot all the way back down. Step the right foot back. Moving through your vinyasa flow, if that feels okay for your shoulders. Okay, then we'll come into the other side. So as you're ready, we're going to lift the left leg up behind us. Step it through. So we're coming all the way up to warrior two. Bringing the right hand to the hip, lower the left hand down, find your block. Coming into your half moon pose. So holding here, and then we're going to look down, lower the right hand down to the block. All right, and I'm going to open up to the left, twisted half moon. Beautiful. As you exhale, lower down, bring both hands down to the mat. Squeeze everything in, and then open out, standing splits. Awesome. Set the foot back behind you. Step all the way back. Taking your vinyasa. And then let's lower down and come to child's pose. In child's pose, come up to kneeling. Bring your hands to the front of your thighs. So you can sit right here. You could sit on a block. Or if your quads, the front of your thighs, feel pretty open, sit yourself down just to the inside of your feet. Coming into hero's pose. So you could do a half heroes. If you have any knee issues, maybe bring one leg out I'm gonna do one leg at a time. If this feels like good enough stretch, you'll stay right here. Otherwise, you could bring your hands back behind you, lift your hips, tuck your tailbone, and maybe come down onto elbows. If it feels okay, maybe come all the way down and rest on your back. Stay here for a few breaths. Okay, and then as you're ready to lift yourself back up, you want to come back up without tweaking or twisting so much. So imagine that you're being lifted up from your heart center. Awesome, and then let's bring ourselves back to downward facing dog. And take some breaths. Walk your dog a little bit wider. So hands and feet. And then walking your hands a little closer to your feet, take your right hand to your left ankle. And just look up under your left armpit. Take some breaths. Do a down dog twist. And then bring your right hand down, left hand's gonna come to the right ankle. Looking up under your right arm. Take some breaths. All right, bring yourself back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back. Bring yourself down and take some breaths in Malasana. So Malasana squat pose is a nice big hip opener. If you can bring your heels down to the mat. And then we'll bring our right fingertips down and reach our left arm up. Awesome, bring your hands back. Take this the other way, so left fingers down, right fingertips up. Bring your hands back to your heart. If you would love to come into crow pose arm balance, then you're going to bring your hands down, bring your knees into the back of your arms, lean yourself forward, and then pick up maybe one, maybe both feet. And then when you're ready, come back to Malasana. Alright, from Malasana, we're going to bring ourselves down. Easy peasy, come seated. Okay. Bring both feet out in front of you, give them a shake. Let your hands rest by your sides, fingers forward, sit tall. Inhale here, Dandasana. As you exhale, drop your chin down towards your chest. Awesome, inhale. Keep your right leg extended. Bend into your left knee. Hop your left foot over to the outside of your right. You could stay right here or tuck your right leg underneath you and then come back up to seated. Reach your left arm up, bring it back behind you, and then we're going to connect the right elbow to the left knee. So half Lord of the Fishes, looking over your left shoulder. Take a breath. Inhale back to center. Take your right hand to your left foot. Take your left hand to your right foot and then wiggle your feet so they're maybe in line with your knees and sit nice and tall. So it's a little bit of a hip opener for the outer hips. Sit nice and tall. Maybe exhale and forward fold. Release back out of that and give both legs a shake. Okay, so we're going to bend into the right knee. Keep the left leg extended. Bring your right foot over. Tuck your left toes under. Reach the right arm up. And then the left elbow connects to the right knee. Sit tall. And then coming into the twist. All right. Inhale, sit a little taller. Exhale, unwind. Take your hands to your feet. Wiggle your right foot a little forward. And inhale here. As you exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, come all the way back up. Release your legs. Bring the inside edges of your feet together. Bring your knees wide. Sit nice and tall here. And then as you exhale, let's forward fold over to Baddha Konasana. Inhale, lift back up. Take your first two fingers and thumbs to your big toes. Sit tall, lean back just a little. Maybe heels lift. And then maybe you can extend through your right leg. Okay, we'll come back in. And then maybe do the left leg. So heart stays lifted. Keeping all those natural curves in your back. Bring the left foot back in. And then maybe we can extend out through both legs. So lifting your heart, maybe lift your gaze. Press out through both heels. Bring your feet all the way back down. Slide them out in front of you. So if you have low back issues, you could place a block or a pillow under your knees. Otherwise, you'll extend your legs. Inhale, reach all the way back up. And then as you exhale, letting kind of your belly connect to your thighs. Coming all the way down. So you might reach for your feet or your pants legs. It's an intense stretch, an intense forward fold. Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lift all the way back. Bend into both knees. Coming into boat pose. Lift your heels, maybe your feet. Reach your arms out. Inhale here. Exhale, let's take a twist to the left. And then inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Let's do 2 more times to each side. Just inhaling back to center. Exhaling into the twist. Let's come all the way back. Take your hands to the back of your thighs, feet to the mat. And then we'll just roll all the way down. Come onto your tummy. And just gently roll out from side to side. Okay. So knees are just above your hips, feet are flexed, arms out to a T. Inhale here. As you exhale, bring everything over to the left. Just a nice, soft, passive twist. Okay, let's inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Come all the way back to center. On your next inhale. All right, hug your knees in towards your chest. Extend both legs up towards the sky. Bring your hands down to the mat so the light breaks. And then maybe just stirring the air with your heels. Take a few circles in one direction. And then slow it down, start to move the opposite way. Nice, and then slow it down. Bend back into your knees. Bring your feet back down to the mat. And we'll come into a bridge pose. So if you have a block, a supported bridge sometimes feels nice. Taking your block just under your hips and letting them rest there. Otherwise, you're going to lift your hips, press down through your heels, lengthen your tailbone away from your head. We'll take about 5 breaths. At the end of your 5th breath, if you're on the block, you'll lift your hips up just enough to slide the block out, and then lower yourself back down. Rest in neutral for a few breaths. Nice, and then bring your feet a little wider. Just let your knees swish from side to side. Bring your knees back to center. Walk your feet together. Knees come wide. Let one hand rest on your low belly and one hand rest on your rib cage. And take some nice full breaths. Feeling the depth of your breath as you breathe into that hand. It's just resting on your low belly. Bring the breath all the way up into the ribs. Notice the quality, the depth, even the width of your breath. And as you exhale, allow your body begin to soften and relax. As you move into Shavasana, hands by your sides, slowly draw your knees back together. Extend your legs along your mat. Toes gently roll out towards the outer edge of your mat. Whole body becomes relaxed and soft and heavy. Beginning to deepen your breath. Take some movements where you start to wiggle your fingers, your thumbs, your toes. And maybe start to reach your arms up overhead, moving into a stretch. Feel free to stay a little longer in Shavasana. Or as you're ready, begin to draw your knees in towards you. And gently roll yourself over to one side. Stay there for a moment. Just take a few breaths. Just making sure that you address any issues in your body, tightness, stiffness, any distractions, thoughts in your mind. Our practice meets us exactly where we're at every time we come to our yoga mat. Gently bring yourself back up to seated. Keep your eyes closed just for a little longer. And then letting your hands just rest on your knees. For the next few breaths, feel that sense of lifting from your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head and beyond on your inhale. Keeping that length physically, but letting the energy drop all the way back down as you exhale. Inhale, lifting all the way back up. And then one more time, exhale, lowering that energy all the way back down to the base of your spine. Bring your palms together. Softly let your head bow to your heart. Excuse me. And just take a moment of gratitude for showing up, unrolling your mat, doing your practice, something that nobody else can do for you. And then softly allow your eyes to open. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.